Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. I think if you're watching this, you see how special. He's got the Heisman Trophy on the table. It is Heisman Trophy winner Joe Burrow, Louisiana State University, fresh off his Heisman, less than 24 hours. Biggest landslide in Heisman history. Does that feel good?
It does feel good.
That feels good. That's pretty sick. So you've done probably 700 interviews this past, 3 days?
Yeah.
Are you completely sick of it?
I've got probably 8 hours of sleep the last 3 nights.
Okay.
And, absolutely sick of the interviews.
What's the most annoying question people keep asking you?
After the speech last night, I've got, what does Coach O mean to you about 1,000 times?
Oh.
And I love talking about him, but you can only say how much he means to you
right.
a couple of times.
And we're probably, the biggest Coach O guys out there. We love Coach O. We've loved him for, ever since he, probably when he took over the interim spot at USC, we were rooting for him to get a big job, and we were all behind him. So we have a pretty good idea why you love Coach O so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch it up on you. I'm going to ask you about a coach maybe you haven't been asked about as much.
Okay.
Your offensive coordinator, Insminger.
Yes.
So he is a football guy through and through.
More football guy than me or Coach O that nobody knows about.
That's hard to.
No.
Okay.
So last night he was. So I was in the aisle and he was on the far end of the row, and I look over and he's got his big old dip in his lip, spitting into his empty water bottle at the Heisman Trophy ceremony.
Now, you don't know definitively that Coach O didn't have a worm in his mouth because he has done that before. So we'll say for right now he's a bigger football guy than Coach O, but we don't know 100%. Right?
I guess you never know with the worm.
Yeah, right. Has he done the worm for you guys?
He has not.
Have you heard that story?
I have not.
Okay, so he basically when I think he was he was
Ole
in
Miss,
school. No, I think he was still in school. I think he was when he was a player. He was a captain, and he went and got a worm, put it in his mouth, did a whole speech about how the guy who wants it the most, like a fisherman, story. And he's like, I keep my worms, and he pulled out a worm out of his mouth that he had been a live worm in his mouth for the entire speech. I did a terrible job of telling it, but
it's the prestige.
It's the best. So, all right, so you won. It's crazy, whirlwind. My real question is, how awkward has it been going around with Jalen and Chase and Justin, the other finalists, and them being like, well, it's yours, dude.
So I actually haven't seen him after the Heisman Trophy ceremony itself. They ushered me out of there, and I think all 3 of those guys left this morning, and I had to stay.
Right.
So I haven't seen them today, but I played with Chase for a year, so it was awesome to see him.
Yeah, but I would imagine going to all these events and seeing everything, and they're just along for the ride. And you're like, actually, I'm winning the Heisman.
Yeah, Jalen's dad came up to me. He was like, I told Jalen we're happy to be here and just stand up and clap for you to go up there and get the Heisman.
Yes.
At what point during this year were you like, this is going to happen? Like, this is an actual possibility that I'm going to be winning the Heisman Trophy.
After the Texas game, I kind of felt like we could do it every single game, and we threw the ball. So we were technically in a 4-minute drill, and we threw the ball 3 straight times and scored a touchdown. And I think that was kind of our, hey, country, we're here. We're not LSU anymore. We're the new age LSU.
Right, right. So you made Coach O cry last night. You cried too.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would be possible to make Coach O cry, but he cried on national television. Your speech was unbelievable. Were you shocked in your own self, getting up there and being like, "Damn, I didn't think that this moment would be this overwhelming"?
Yeah, because I knew I was going to win it.
Right.
I go hug all my family, hug all the coaches, and I get up there. I'm like, gosh,
shit.
Yeah, this is happening, and then you see all the guys behind you that you grew up watching and idolizing, and you're like, wow, I'm really up here. So it's just kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the laser lock that Coach O had on you, beaming would be an understatement to say that he was beaming. He wasn't crying, his eyes were sweating. And it probably tasted like a delicious Cajun crawfish etouffee.
Oh, yeah, it was probably acidic. Could have probably melted his suit if it got on him.
I'm kind of mad that you didn't wear the Letterman jacket here. Do you realize when you wear the Letterman jacket and you have that little curl that comes down in the front of your forehead that you are like every 80s bully from every movie in the 80s?
Yeah, people were tweeting at me all weekend because I don't have a coat in Louisiana.
Right.
I keep them all in Ohio, and I just had my Letterman jacket. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll bring this thing to New York. And then everyone started tweeting me like, you look like you could be the quarterback of the high school team that just put someone's head in the urinal or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You do. You look like the guy who's giving everyone swirlies, and then you go out there and throw for like 600 yards and beat a team 70-0. You know, like whatever. I'm gonna take home the prom queen. So I like that look. The Joe Burrow, badass 80s bad boy style.
Yeah, I wanted to get my neck big enough so I can wear one of those NBA sweatbands around my neck like Jim McMahon.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
What's a more meaningful trophy for you, this one or the Ohio Mr. Football trophy that you got that your dad made
that we
himself?
made by ourselves
Yeah.
because Mr. Football doesn't give out a trophy. The fact that Mr. Football doesn't give out a trophy is unreal.
It's messed
Yes.
up.
Right.
It is. It is.
Because I was talking to the guy that was interviewing me. I was like, hey, when do I get the trophy? He's like, oh, you don't get a trophy. I was like, what do you mean? And then he said, yeah, you just get the title. I was like, I don't want that.
Well, that's a millennial move on your part.
It
like,
is.
It's a participation trophy just for winning the best football player in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, it's a prestigious trophy because the winner before you, the year before you, right? Wasn't it Mitch Trubisky?
It was 2 years before.
Two years before you?
I think I finished third in the voting my sophomore year, and he was first. Yeah.
You finished third in sophomore year?
Yeah.
Shit, that's awesome.
Something like that.
That's insane. Now, when your dad worked for Ohio, and was he defensive coordinator?
Yep, defensive coordinator.
So when you were growing up watching football, were you like, I just expect there to be shitty football played on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights in front of like 50 people in Maction?
So Maction started like when I was like my 8th grade and freshman year. So I was fired up because I didn't have to do any homework on those nights. I could just go to the football game and go home. And Mama was like, do you have any homework? I'd be like, yeah. And she's like, go to bed. You're fine.
That's amazing. So Maction meant a little something different to you.
Something special in my heart.
Yeah, the rest of like the adult world basically sweating out these random games on a Tuesday night in November.
Lowered my GPA a couple of points.
That's hilarious.
So you go from Ohio to Louisiana. What state has the better cuisine?
So
Because Ohio's got Skyline Chili.
oh god,
You don't
Big
like
fan.
it. There
Huge
you
fan.
go.
Huge
Nope.
fan.
He hates it.
I hate it.
Are you gonna switch back?
No, I like
Skyline.
Cincinnati's gonna
Oh,
hate me.
yeah.
I hate that stuff. It's
Yeah,
not real
'cause you-
chili. It's just sauce.
What do you mean?
Right.
What do you mean
'Cause you
Cincinnati's
have-
going to hate you? What do you mean?
I mean, they've hated me for a while because I've had these takes since like I first got to Ohio State, and they're like, "What do you mean you're from Ohio?" I'm like, doesn't matter. I hate
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Good. At least you have a brain then, because
Yeah.
Skyline Chili
But
is
so the
disgusting.
thing about Louisiana food is it's really good for about 3 months, but they only know how to make one thing, and they dip whatever they can find in a bucket of oil
Yeah.
and fry it.
Yep.
Delicious.
So
Delicious. Where
You
we
can only eat it for a couple of months before it gets really old.
right? Yeah. You there is a point where you're like, hey, maybe let's mix in a salad.
Yeah, maybe
And
a
that doesn't
salad, maybe
happen,
some
yeah.
pasta, or like a steak, but
Yeah.
they just dip it all in there.
So the story about Coach O recruiting you and the 15 pounds of crawfish, that was 100% true.
100% true.
So walk us through it. Tell it for people who might not know this story.
Yeah, so I was, we have this place in Columbus that we used to go to and eat some crawfish, and Coach O was talking to me. He's like, you ever had crawfish before? I was like, yeah, I had it a couple of times. And he's like, do you like it? I was like, yeah, I love it. So we go to this place called Mike Anderson's, and
We went there.
Yeah.
yeah, it's right next to my house, and I'm looking for the crawfish on the menu, and there's no crawfish. I was like, oh, I was looking forward to having some crawfish in crawfish country.
Right.
And Coach was like, you want some crawfish? I was like, oh, it's all right. I was hoping to get some. He's like, I got it. And he makes a call. Like 20 minutes later, they bring in this bathtub of crawfish, bring it in the back, they boil it, and bring it right back out.
Yeah, he's got crawfish guy.
Yeah.
That's
So
at least
perfect.
surprising. I bet you Coach O's crawfish guy doesn't even have a stove. It's just a pager.
Yeah.
And he only gets one call, and it's from Coach
Yeah,
O.
Never
one
off.
contact.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, oh shit, Coach O wants.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to say anything. He just hits a button.
Yeah. he just pages him 911.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, I gotta get the crawfish. Here we go.
Have you ever gone jogging at high noon with Coach O?
I have not, but I've been driving out of workouts when I've seen Coach O, and he just gives a little fist bump when
Yeah.
he sees me driving out of there.
It's becoming friends with the sun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heat of
Gotta
the
know
day.
it. Gotta love it.
Ray Baker, that's what he calls it. Ray Baker,
What's that?
the sun.
Oh,
That's
okay.
his
Ray-
name for the sun.
Yeah, the Ray Baker.
Ray Baker. Oh, that's awesome.
That's so good.
we should make sunglasses that are just called Ray Bakers.
Ray Baker. I like that. What did he tell you guys before the Alabama game? Because you guys hadn't beaten Alabama in forever.
Yeah.
We went to the game last year. Didn't score.
Not that fun.
Not that
fun at all.
we cheered a lot before the game.
Yeah, it was really everyone was fired up before the game,
it
but
was loud.
going into that game, I was like, I had a feeling that we were gonna get our asses kicked.
Right. So how about this year though? When you guys, haven't. I think it was you guys hadn't scored a touchdown against Alabama in like 7 or 8 quarters. Hadn't beaten them in a while. What did he tell you guys in the locker room beforehand?
Yeah, he said it stops here. He drew a fake line with his foot and his finger, and he said this shit stops here. And we felt like we were the better team. Like we kind of knew we were going to go in and take care of business.
Yeah. That confidence is. That's what I was explaining it on Sunday, last week's podcast after watching you in the Georgia game, the SEC championship. There's something about your look and your demeanor on the field that makes me want to run through a brick wall.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have this confidence in your face. You did the walk-off touchdown against Georgia.
Yeah.
That was a cocky move.
Yeah.
Where you just knew, you're like, I don't
yeah. I mean, he was wide open. I knew I got it to him, and I just started running off.
So for people who didn't watch the game, Joe threw a touchdown pass, and while the ball was basically in the air, he turned and walked towards the sideline and was like, that's a touchdown. I'm good.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'll do something before every game. So the two teams have, they do their team warm-ups, and each team is on like the 35 or something. And, when we get done, I'll go and just stand at like the 48 so I don't cross their line and just stare at them. And they have all their people that line up and try to like hide it. And I'm just like looking right through them, and they're just standing there trying to like staring me in the eyes. And I'm just beating my eyes through all of them.
And they're like, where did this bully from 1986 come from? We're
and
screwed.
I got a guy on the sideline with my Letterman jacket to come out and put it on.
I love that. I love it. So a lot of people were saying that you got your swagger when you got hit in that bowl game, the game against UCF, and the dude kind of laid you out and you popped up afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it looked like it was a pretty bad hit. I actually thought that you were kind of a changed player after the Alabama game last year.
Yeah.
Like something clicked in you at that point. Like for you, where was it? Where was the moment where you're like, you know what, I'm taking this next step forward and I feel good about where I'm at right now? Like, everything in the past is in the past. Would you say it was after that loss against Alabama?
Yeah, so we played Rice the next game. So we played Arkansas after Alabama and stunk it up. We were terrible. We beat them by like 7 or something.
I remember that game because you guys...
Nick Brosette stopped at the 2-yard line, and everyone was pissed because we didn't hit the over.
You guys kept on running plays with like time left.
That was Coach E. He was like, screw this. I want to score a touchdown. And Nick kept falling down.
They kept on. It was weird, too. They would fall down on first down. Then they ran a real play on second down. Then they fall down. Like, you guys were doing both things. I remember vividly watching it. I had Arkansas.
Yeah.
So I was happy that he felt, but that was crazy.
Yeah, Coach E was not very happy in the locker room. He was like, Nick, what are you doing? I wanted to score a touchdown there.
Right. It was crazy. But keep going.
Yeah, and so then we played Rice after Arkansas, and that was my first 300-yard game. And then we played Texas A&M, the dreaded 7 overtime game.
Yep.
That was not that fun.
No.
Miserable,
that was bullshit.
Actually.
Was it weird?
The refs took that away.
Was it weird after you lost and Coach O was soaking wet from the Gatorade bath that he got?
So I had passed.
Third overtime?
I didn't even know that had happened. I would have stopped that immediately.
Yes.
But, so I actually passed out in the locker room because I didn't really know what was going on. I was dehydrated.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You totally lost consciousness?
Yeah, I was super dizzy and lightheaded, and I had to like chug a couple applesauce, like the go-go squeezes, to get my blood sugar up.
That's nuts.
So then I had a pretty good game there, and then it was really the bowl practice because I got there in the summer. I didn't have a spring practice with them, and the bowl practice was kind of a spring ball for me.
Right.
And so I got with my guys and kind of treated it like an off season, and then I think that really helped us in the bowl game.
So the story about the day you signed and Billy Cannon, who was the only other LSU Tiger to win the Heisman Trophy, do you think so? For people who don't know, Billy Cannon won the Heisman Trophy 60 years ago. He passed away May 20th, 2018. On that day, Joe Burrow signed officially to be the quarterback at LSU.
Yeah.
That's some higher power shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird.
All right, so I know people have asked you about it, but I'm going to flip it on you. Will you now, when hopefully 75, 80 years from now, when you pass away, will you make sure that you pass away during like signing
day?
Yeah. Right. Like you got to make
if
sure.
I'm on life support, I will make sure my family pulls the plug on signing day.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, don't be selfish and like pass away in the middle of August or something.
Yeah.
And fuck this whole.
I'll hold it out till December.
It'll be like Eli Manning the fourth commits to play at LSU on the day you're done.
Arch Manning Jr.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. That's all I was. When I saw that, I was like, I know people have been asking him this, but I really want to know, can he make sure to die on the correct time period?
Yeah, I got you.
All right,
the intangibles matter. Yeah. I've been a fan of yours ever since I realized what a huge fan of Matthew Dellavedova's you were.
Yeah, I got the deli shirt on.
You are
Yes.
rocking the deli
You do.
shirt, and people thought I was just making that up about you, but you are probably a bigger deli fan than I am.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize like he's actually better than LeBron James?
So
That's why they're winning the
I've
championship?
been a deli fan from the jump. Back in 2014 when they got him, and then when Kyrie went down in the 2015 finals, everyone was going crazy. I'm like, relax, all right? We got Deli is going to come in and wreak havoc. Okay, we're good.
He shut Steph Curry down in that first game.
And everyone
fluids.
thinks it's a joke, but he's good.
Yes.
Like he is
Man,
good.
He's good-ish.
Come on.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
He's good-ish.
He's good, and he works really hard, and he hits you in the nuts when you don't see it coming.
So there's this. So our quarterback coach at Ohio State had us do like. They're all about like elite people, and they had us do like a presentation of elite people. I did mine on Deli, and there was a quote from David Blatt that said like Deli's first camp, they were having like this little just pickup game, and he picked up Kyrie full court the entire time, and Kyrie's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, he's the pest.
And Deli picked him up full court at like the rec center or something.
Of course he did. That's what
perfect.
Deli does.
Yeah. So did you have a moment last night when you won the Heisman where you're like, even if everything fails in life, I can open up a bar in LSU and just put the Heisman in there and just
reap the benefits of it and just sell like crappy food for the rest of my life?
Well, the Heisman Trophy is one of those trophies where if you win it, that's you forever. Like you have that no matter what. Anything else happens in your life, your Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Have you had that moment yet where you're like,
I guess there we go. This is the moment right here.
Okay,
yeah.
you're good.
You can either open a restaurant called Burroughs EAUX and put the Heisman Trophy in there, sell like hamburgers or something.
Or a car dealership.
Yeah.
Because you're
make a lot of money selling used cars.
You're always Heisman Trophy winner Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And so you have that forever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, I mean, that is crazy to think like something, what are you, 23?
23,
To have that
for life.
That's it for life. Like,
crazy.
Obviously, you're going to accomplish a lot more, but I would personally just stop trying after that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm good. I'm good. NFL, no thanks. I'm just gonna be the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do it if I wanted to.
Yes.
The EAUX on the back of your jersey when you wore that out for senior night. I don't know. Did you watch the camera shot of it?
Yeah.
Or one of you?
These guys.
Did you guys do it?
Oh,
he did. So we have the cameraman there.
Incredible job.
It was like a tracking shot from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You should have just had like $100 bills that you just handed to everybody on your way out there. But it was amazing watching it. The camera follows you out at Death Valley, pans around, he does like a 360, and almost felt like we were there out on the field, like getting to experience that. But for you decided to put the EAUX on your back, right?
Yeah.
That was your idea?
Yeah.
Why'd you want to do that?
I thought it was going to be a great moment for LSU in Louisiana because they had been doing it since I had first got there, and I started out crappy, like 45% or something, and they kept doing it, and I thought it was just a way for me to pay tribute to the state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is cool seeing and everything you've said about your love for Louisiana and the relationship you've had now with Baton Rouge and LSU. You don't see that very often in college sports, especially because guys don't stay around for as long. In basketball, you've only been there 2 years, and you feel like a native son now. It's crazy.
It's wild just driving down the roads and they say, "Let's go Joe," or "Let's go Burrow," or "Burrows," or something on like the little signs on the side of the road. So it's been crazy.
Yeah. Do you have? I'm sure you still have friends on the Ohio State team.
Yeah.
Was it like any hard feelings when you left Ohio
No,
State? Just
there really wasn't, and they understood why I left. I broke my hand the camp before I left, and then me and Dwayne Haskins were battling it out for 2 years, and ended up battling out in that spring, and he ended up beating me out, and they understood why I left, and there were no hard feelings at all.
Yeah. You're a big SpongeBob guy.
Big SpongeBob guy.
What's your? We are huge SpongeBob guys.
My Twitter, what do you call that? The header?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dirty Dan, the Dirty Dan episode.
What?
Oh, we know the Dirty Dan episode.
Because we're such huge fans. We've watched all of the episodes so many times we forget sometimes. Remind us what happened in the Dirty Dan episode.
Oh, SpongeBob and Patrick were arguing about who was going to be Dirty Dan.
Oh,
and then obviously hibernating Sandy comes out.
Obviously.
hey, I'm Dirty Dan, and like picks him up and rips Patrick's head off.
We actually have watched SpongeBob once. I did enjoy it, but we're a little too old for it. But I loved the one time we did watch it. Hank's a huge SpongeBob fan, and you're a cartoon fan, like in general, right?
Yeah.
Like so is SpongeBob number one for you?
Yeah, for sure.
See, I wish I was younger. I wish I could go back in time because I feel like I've just missed SpongeBob. I missed the whole thing.
So you were a Tom and Jerry guy?
No, we're like Simpsons.
Simpsons,
Tom and Jerry was like
Family Guy.
1960s.
Yeah, well, how old do you think we are, dude?
A little before
I'm
our
a
time.
Tom and Jerry
fuck?
guy. I'm younger than you guys. I'm a Tom and Jerry guy.
Like, you like the
Roadrunner?
Muppets? Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote. We're Simpsons guys. I'm a Simpsons guy, up and down.
Simpsons, Family Guy.
I got a pair of Simpsons, Bart Simpson cotton shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eat my shorts.
Yeah. Are you has it like set in yet that you're gonna be like one of the either first or second pick in the NFL draft?
Nope.
Because that happened fast.
Yeah, that happened real fast.
Real fast.
I was a undrafted guy last year.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep you humble. I actually read a scouting report from Jeremy Fowler. He talked to scouts from ESPN. He said one scout said he's not a particularly thick, stout guy, and he doesn't have a huge arm. Yeah, there it is. I just gave Joe a little more. Yeah, listen. Oklahoma, he's going to take that out on you, what I just told him, because you're like, okay, yeah, all right, little chip on the shoulder. But, yeah, people are still doubting you.
Yeah, I mean, they always do. It's all good.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're not thick enough?
I mean, I think I'm all right.
Rate your thickness. How many C's?
How many C's?
C's? Yeah.
3 C's.
3 C's.
3 C's.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
know.
thick enough.
I saw
That's not
Josh
thick enough.
Allen's a 12 C's.
Yeah.
I saw your pants get pulled down in that one game.
Ooh,
I would say
true.
2 C's.
That's true. That
You need to eat
sucked.
more of that fried food.
Yeah.
That sucked.
That was your Heisman moment.
Yeah, I think I could have broken that tackle if I wanted to get completely pantsed and run naked around the field. But
I actually thought that at the time. I was like, you're being modest. You cared more about like making sure that everything didn't take it off.
my manhood didn't grace itself on
that would have
national
been
television.
an all-time moment, though. If you had broken out of the tackle and then run for a first down,
Or like
with
throwing a
your
touchdown
balls.
with my
Yes. That actually was where the state of Louisiana first showed that they had your back, because there was a ton of complaints to the FCC, not that Joe Burrow's ass was shown on TV, that
They replayed it.
Yeah, that they replayed it and made you look like a fool. That was the complaint. They were like, that's fucked up. That's our quarterback.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
can you do that? I
That's
think that was the
the
moment.
verified Twitter crowd right there.
Yeah,
They need to apologize to that guy.
Yes, yes. And the people of Louisiana, you can't embarrass LSU.
Agreed. Yeah. Have you heard that you're older than Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, he was in my recruiting class. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Speaking of recruiting, when you were deciding to transfer out of Ohio State, where else were you looking at besides LSU?
It was really Cincinnati and North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
So Mac Brown, did he get in your ear?
No, he was not there yet.
So you're trying to follow in the steps of Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah,
Like
you could
Mr.
say that.
Ohio, North Carolina.
That was honestly one of the reasons why. Yeah,
Okay.
because he was from Ohio and was Mr. Football my sophomore year, and he played 1 year at North Carolina and left and was number 2 overall draft pick. I'm like, hey, what if I want to go do that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Let's go do that. But then I talked to Coach O, and
That was
the
it.
rest is history.
Did
was
you
it.
ever think, like, after you met Coach O, was it kind of up in the air, or did you always know, like, this feels like the right place for me?
So I think at Cincinnati they had people that I was close with from Ohio State because Luke Fickell was the DC at Ohio State my first 2 years, and I was really just went on a visit to LSU to be like, I kind of want to win a national championship. Let's go see what this place is about. And then I talked to Coach O, and didn't talk to him for a week, and he wanted to keep recruiting me, but I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like the recruiting stuff. And so Coach O would call Dan, my brother, every single night and try to recruit through Dan.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. So we were at LSU when your recruiting was going on. We were there, I think, the week that you were there.
It was Grit Week.
Yes. And we were like, they told us, like, hey, we think we might have this guy. We're trying really hard. Like, come on, let's do it. And then we saw the Hold That Tiger tweet. I think it was like 2 days after or whatever it was officially.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck yes, they got the guy.
The
there it is.
the official quote that Coach O gave us about you was, "He's a ball player."
Yeah. And he had the energy.
That might be the best compliment Coach O could pay somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
yes.
we were just kind of like bullshitting with him after the interview, talking about recruiting, whatever. And then I think Derek mentioned there's this kid from Ohio State that Coach O is trying to get at quarterback. and he just locked in on us. He goes, "Oh, he's a ball player." So he got really excited. I was like, he has so much faith in this guy. And I guess it goes two ways because you obviously share a connection with him, where you'll run through a brick wall for him. But I think he actually has that same connection with you, where you've become like such a big part of his life right now that he feels like you almost lead him at times too.
Yeah, I think Coach O likes me so much because he always tells me I would have been an All-American linebacker too, and so I think he loves that part of me.
He likes the fact that you could also lay the wood on somebody if you had to.
Yeah.
You mentioned Derek, so our friend Derek Pomansky, who works for LSU, who's like Coach O's right-hand guy. So he told me a story, and it's so perfect that this worked out this way. So when you were getting recruited by LSU, it was basically in May when they probably have a little downtime, and he was supposed to go on vacation.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day weekend. I came actually.
Yeah, he was supposed to go on vacation with his wife, and he was supposed to have time off for the first time in like 6 months. And you decided to go to LSU to do the recruiting visit last second, so he had to cancel the plans and vacation with his wife. And his wife said to him, he better fucking win a Heisman.
Yeah.
And then we flash forward in 2 years.
Yeah, zoop, there it is.
Yep. Boom. There's the Heisman.
On the table.
I fucking love stories like that.
Yeah.
So you clearly, like, did you tell Derek, like, you're welcome, dude?
Yeah, I didn't hear the story until last night. I'm like, well, Derek, I'm glad I got you out of the doghouse. You're welcome.
It took a while, but the Heisman literally got him out of the doghouse. Yeah.
Is that weird to you at all that you've accomplished a lot, like you're SEC champion, you've got a Heisman Trophy sitting right in front of you right now, and you're about to go on the toughest 2-game stretch potentially of your entire season?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've the Heisman is nice, but this is what we wanted. We wanted the national championship. This is what I've been working for 15 years.
Yeah. It's weird because it kind of is almost a mid-season award when you get down to the games that really, really, really matter at the end.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back to practice and stop doing all these interviews with all these people and just get back on the practice field.
You don't have to look at us in the eye. You don't have to say that.
Do you have an exclusive story for us?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So at our old facility, you guys were there, and there's that big long hallway. You can just see all the way down. All the meeting rooms are right there. And every once in a while, Coach O would walk down and just start singing, "Hold that tiger," and just sing that over and over again, all the way down and all the way back, at least once a day, at least.
And everyone's just like, "Oh, yeah, here he comes."
I mean, we would all stop our film and just look around like, what is he doing? Like, what made him want to sing that?
Well, he's just like he's a tiger that's just pacing. And that's how he growls to let everybody know, like,
it's
hey,
one heartbeat.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Gets everyone on the same page.
Yeah,
everyone's listening to Coach O. Hold that tiger for one moment in the day.
Yeah.
Do you like what day of the week do you like the most? Tell the Truth Monday, Competition Tuesday, Turnover Wednesday, or No Repeat Thursday?
I like No Repeat Thursday.
Why? Because you just don't.
What's No Repeat Thursday?
So it's like the walkthrough before the game, get all the looks right. We have a little red zone walkthrough that's my favorite period of the week. I think we're the #1 red zone team in the country, and that's that period.
It's not a brag, that's a fact.
Yeah, and I love that period. That's my period of the week.
Okay.
It's crazy how good your offense is right now. I was looking at some of your stats, and people were trying to find what's his weak point. And I think you have your #1 in completion percentage of passes shorter than 5 yards, from 5 to 10 yards, and 10 yards plus.
Yeah.
It seems like you've got everything going right now. I have to assume that you've heard from some old LSU wide receivers that have hit you up and been like, hey, man, where were you? Why weren't you born like 10 years earlier?
Yeah. They usually say it to me when they're in person. They don't usually text it to me. But the old guys that come to the sideline, they're like, hey, man, I wish we were in this offense. I would have had 3,000 yards receiving.
And that's a great thing because Odell Beckham can literally say whatever number that he wants. He'd be like, if I played one season with Joe Burrow in this offense, I'd put up 10,100 yards receiving easy, no problem. Nobody
and taking out 3 kicking nets.
Yes.
You can't fact check him on that.
Yeah. All right, my last question, SeatGeek question, promo code TAKE, you get $10 off. Promo code TAKE. Go see LSU play Oklahoma in Atlanta. Promo code TAKE. Okay, so the college playoffs are coming up. Then you obviously have the combine and the draft. I wish we had our bench press set up because we'd have you just do that part right now. Do you want us to create a Draft Joe Burrow website like we did for Josh Allen? And if we do, how much of your signing bonus do we get?
Good question.
I think it has to retire with the draft Josh Allen because there's been two of them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you'll just give us part of your signing bonus
Yeah,
just for being guys.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
as your marketing
Yeah.
assistants.
Yes.
I like that.
General Joe Burrow fans, we will get a portion of the proceeds.
Like 0.01%.
Okay,
or
that,
something.
yeah, we'll take it.
You just
He
made a
said it. He
mistake.
said it, yeah.
You just
Whoops.
fucked up. Joe has not looked at how much money he's going to be making.
Are you going to bench at the combine?
I don't think quarterbacks do that.
Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn
He
ruined
ruined
it.
it.
How many did he do?
Put up like 30 reps.
I think he did like 24 or something.
He
Yeah.
told us the story, and it just basically was he was just a meathead. And
Somebody was like, "You won't bench." He was like, "Yeah, I will."
yeah, I will.
You want to bet? You want to bet I'll bench? All right, cool. It's good to have you here. Congratulations on everything. What are you going to run in the 40?
I'm hoping to hit 4.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That would be blazing for me.
That would be fast.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna be, we won't get ahead of ourselves.
We
don't
might
do
make
bulletin,
a website anyways.
We don't want to do bulletin board material, but we will be at the national championship. It's gonna take place no matter what happens in the semifinal.
How crazy! That's going to be crazy in New Orleans.
It will.
Yeah.
Especially, a
Ho-
lot of
as long as-
Oklahoma fans in
yeah.
New Orleans. We don't want to give them
Yeah.
bulletin board material, dude.
Yeah.
Don't give them bulletin board material.
Remember, your arm's
Man.
not big enough.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
You're not thick enough.
3
Not thick
C's,
enough.
not 5.
Yeah.
But if LSU happens to win, we will be there, and we'll probably be. I don't know. Do you think we'll be in your family's suite? Do you think where? do you think we'll
Who
be?
do you think I am? We don't have a suite.
Well,
I'm sure you'll have
Student
a,
athlete.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that was a good save the other week when you were talking about how you didn't see anybody on campus.
Because I don't go to class.
Yeah, because I don't go to class because they're all online.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I started talking about that, and I said, obviously I don't go to class because it was all local media, and they all knew I had online class, and I was like, this might blow up if
Yes.
it gets picked up. So I'm just gonna say because I have online classes.
Yes.
You didn't go to LSU to play school.
Yeah. Do you have your new phone now?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't. I couldn't receive phone calls for about a week and a half, and
That's actually awesome.
yeah,
You should-
it was awesome.
You
And
should
I,
just say that you still.
and my mom was like, "Do you want us to get you a new one?" I was like, I like not talking on the phone to people, so I'm good for a couple of weeks.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, Joe, thank you. This is your last interview. Is this your last interview
This
of the
is
weekend?
the last one. Yeah.
Thank God. All right.
Congratulations, you made it.
You survived it. You did it. And congrats on the Heisman. This has been awesome. And go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tiger.